Wait, is it working? Are we here? Is this the real life? Tell me if you can see me, because I've never used this app before. I feel like it's really close to me. Wait, I don't know. Guys, please tell me if you can see me. Is this working? What is going on? Yes, okay, you can. Good, great. Well, welcome to the live. This is like the new YouTube thing that I've never used before. Um, so yeah, I'm glad that it's working. Thank you guys for coming for this. I couldn't sleep last night. I was too excited for it. Yeah, Unquit You is coming out in an hour and 15 minutes. Quite cropped in. Maybe I can fix that. Yeah. Oh, that's even more. This I tried to fix it, and this is what happened. It got even more cropped in. Maybe this will work. That helps. Oh, that's much better. But now I can't see what you're saying. I think this is like a beta. This is like a beta feature on YouTube, so it's a little bit weird, maybe still. Let me. Now I'm probably sideways. Great. I gotta get out of this. Let's just like. I'm just gonna fuck with this for 1 second and try to fix it. Okay. I might have to deal with it being cropped in because the problem is if I don't do it that way, then I can't see what you're saying. But I'm going to try to go on my computer and see if I can see what you're saying there. And we'll go from there. But anyway, hey, we're doing this. Unquit You's coming out. Again, I could not sleep all last night. I'm so excited. And it means a lot to me that you guys are here hanging out with me. I might try to, if my iPad here ever wakes up, I might try to see if I can get live on TikTok going to pull more people in here. But if not, good. Let's just hang. Let's hang like this. Okay, so I can see your shit over here. I can see the chat. So, but yeah. So I don't know. If you for some people might be just popping in here from like the YouTube notification. But my new song "Unquit You" came out everywhere, kind of across last night. Means a lot to me. I've been waiting for this one for a really long time. But the thing that I'm really excited about is the music video, directed by my favorite director, Jacqueline Kula. It's the second major video in the Night Shift universe. I know I got a lot of my Night Shift family in here with me, and I think this is the most. To me, it's like I know all this stuff kind of coming, and this is one of the not only my favorite music videos. It's definitely my favorite music video I've ever worked on, but it's also to me it's like the most like Night Shift thing, and I know that doesn't for some people that might not mean that much to them yet, but as we continue to kind of build it over the next couple of years, you'll get it more and more and kind of feel the interconnectedness of it and everything. There's just so much that goes into it. So, but yeah, and I will say, I don't know if you guys have ever been to a YouTube premiere before, but the first viewing for some reason, it kind of always looks like shit. So, sure. Yes, we'll watch the first one, and you can just hang out in here with me right up until the premiere, because apparently, when I hit end on this stream, it will kick us over right into the premiere. That's the idea, and yeah, but like definitely after that first watch, please watch it again in like 4K or the highest that your setup will let you stream, because it the amount of detail that we put in this thing, I just want you to see all the detail. Maybe watch it a few times, and definitely, afterwards I'm gonna be hanging out in the comments. I'm gonna be going live across the day on different platforms. I'll probably go live on YouTube again as well. No, so late nights and giggles. I see your question. You're asking. There's no way to watch the premiere together. Um, we will watch the premiere together. So basically, if you just hang out in the live stream with me, and if you need to leave, you can come back. And but when I end this stream, it will bring us all over to the premiere, and I'll be in the chat with you guys we can watch it together. And you know what? Fuck it. I'll go live again right afterwards. So we can. Oh yeah, first stream will be premiere with live chat. So so after that premiere, I'll just make a new. I'll just send out a new rodeo thing right away. That's the YouTube live streaming app, and so we can hang for a little while after too. Cause and I would love to hear what you guys think. So yeah, so I don't know. I will tell you, it means a lot. It means a lot that you're here for this. Hi, Tim from Argentina. This is so cool. I literally have been waiting for this we've been working on this music video for over a year. Jacqueline's first sketches of, she drew every shot that you see before we filmed it. And there were a lot of roadblocks in making this thing. I had to really fight to have the resources to do it, but I just really believe in doing these really just deeper music videos, and really building the world behind everything a lot more. So it's I don't know, it makes me emotional. I've cried a couple times about this thing just because I'm so happy with how it came together. And yeah, I don't know if you haven't watched Vibe Till I Die. Hopefully everyone here has watched Vibe Till I Die. But that's part one of Firecracker, which is an EP. It's a project. It's like films all sorts of things. It's a and that was the first piece of the project. This is actually the third piece of the project. So you'll notice that there's a gap there. That's because I'm making the pieces as I can, because it takes a lot of resources to do this stuff. But those middle pieces, 2, 4, etc., are more short films that tie the story together more. So that'll be more of a future thing. But for right now, I'm focusing on the music videos, and apparently I can also let you guys call in. Hey Victor, hey Christy, hey Nikki Nine Lives, hey everybody. Should we try that out? Would someone want to call in? I'm gonna open it up and just see. Let's see what happens. You can ask me questions or whatever, or let me know. If you've heard Unquit You, I'd love to hear what you think of it. If you haven't heard Unquit You, we can listen to it on the stream. Actually, you know what? That's a good thing to do for a second. For anyone that hasn't heard it yet, I'm going to play Unquit You really quick. And it is out on all streaming services. And I will say, please, listen to it, share it, save it to your libraries, put it on playlists, all the stuff. It actually makes a huge difference to what happens from here. So I really, anything like that you want to do is massively appreciated. Damn, we got people from Alpena in here. So I grew up in this tiny town. If this is a map of Michigan, it's kind of up here at the end of my pointer finger. I grew up there, and yeah, it's funny. It's that most people have never heard of that place, but lately it's been popping up a little bit more. Okay, so I'm gonna play the song really quick, just for anyone that hasn't heard it yet. This is me and my friend Kosuke Kaza, who I also, if you've been keeping up with my music, we also did Rewind, and we worked on someone else's dream together, and all that stuff. We did Lemon Drop together. That's a big one for him with me. But yeah, so we worked on this together, and I'm really proud of the production. I think I might would you guys be interested in kind of a production breakdown of the song at some point? Because I can definitely do that for you guys too. I know we got some people in the chat even now that make music, and I'm not one to gatekeep the secrets. You know what I mean? I feel like if people have to gatekeep their secrets, then they're not real ones, kind of. So, all right. Well, I'm gonna play a song. I love that we got people using the using the Michigan hand map thing more. Okay, cool. Yeah. So I will definitely do that. I'll do a production breakdown. I might start just doing that for every new thing. I feel like you guys are all. It's funny. It's like I've kind of really realized that, especially from being in the night shift Discord with everyone, it's just like I don't know what it is, but really smart, sensitive, creative people seem to be the type that maybe gravitate towards the music that I make and the stuff that I make, and it makes me feel like I really have like I find a lot of kindred spirits with you guys, and you guys do amazing work on your own right, and so I think it's cool to interact around that. I actually, as we get deeper into the night shift thing too, one of the things that I really want to get into is kind of highlighting free powerful tools that we can kind of all use to make stuff. There's a lot going on with like the way things are going with like Unreal Engine and stuff like that. It's just like I don't know. I feel like we should just all get into it together. But in the meantime, happy to share, my methods and things I know from making music for 2 decades now. So, all right. So let's listen to Unquit You. I know hopefully a lot of you have already heard it, but I have a feeling there might be a few people in here that haven't. So let's go.
And I still miss pressing my lips to a cigarette. Like my heart just doesn't quite get that it's over yet. Everything had to quit. You're the one that I just can't get back if I want to. You know I want to. You and me, a little more than we planned to be. You wouldn't live in the past for me. Was it burning too bright? And I still miss pressing my lips to a cigarette. Like my heart just doesn't quite get that it's over yet. Everything had to quit. You're the one that I just can't get back if I want to. You know I want to. I wish that I could quit you. I wish that I could quit you. I wish that I could quit. Got a good imagination. And try to summon you for 3 weeks running. So sleeping way out to the one side, one side. Come dance with me. Another dream I didn't say so. When I wake, it makes me low. When I break, just want to smoke. And it's better than passing my lips to a cigarette. Like my heart just doesn't quite get that it's over yet. Everything had to quit. You're the one that I just can't get back if I want to. You know I want to. I wish that I could.
Yeah, so for anyone that hadn't heard it. That is Unquit You. I'm so excited about it. I noticed. I noticed. I just want to say shout out Nick Harvey in the chat. He's on the team with me. Part of the Atlantic team, and he's been with me through thick and thin. And I just want to say thank you, Nick, for I know it's not always easy dealing with me in the sense that we're doing some different stuff together, and it just means a lot to me how you're always there for me. So yeah, so thank you, Nick. If anyone wants to throw him a thank you in the chat, he's done a lot, for this, and he's really got my back on this stuff. So thank you, Nick. Yeah, I mean the Victor, you mentioned the sort of like in and out, like things kind of come in and out thing, and I just that's something that like it's funny. I've really with the newer music, like there's this three dimensionality that I've tapped into, and like my sense of like where things are placed. That even in 2 decades of music, I hadn't really like it hadn't all clicked together until recently, and in the last couple of years. And it's something I can talk a lot more about on the production streams, of like the mindset that leads to that. But I just I'll say it, just I'm really proud of how this one came together. And this is probably version 100. Kosuke and I revise and revise and revise, and try to just pay attention to every little detail, and just there's always a point you can hit where you go like, is it good enough? And yeah, you can stop there, and that's a good thing to do too, because sometimes that's the right answer. Sometimes you want it a little rough, but for this one, it was just I hadn't gotten to make music the way I wanted to for a really long time, and with this song, I just really wanted to do it. I just wanted everything to be exactly like I wanted it to be. I just wanted to, and it's funny. It's like I can listen to it in the car, I can listen to it on my laptop speakers, I can listen to it on my phone, in headphones, and no matter where I listen to this one, every sound hits exactly the way that I want. And I even mixed this, in the process. Kosi and I were like working towards that goal together, and we got to the point where it was like time to mix it, and we just kind of decided it was done instead. The mix is what we worked towards, and then I mastered it as well. This is one of the first ones where we didn't use a mixer, we didn't use a mastering engineer, because you always gain something, but there's always little things that are like, oh, that's not how I envisioned it. So this one, it feels different. It just feels like it's exactly like what I hear in my head. So and that's I'll show you guys how I do that stuff too, and talk about it. It's more of a mentality than any particular tool too. So anything I'm doing with paid tools can be done with free tools typically. But yeah, so I'm gonna make that a priority to do this week. I'm gonna open up again, for people that have jumped in partway through, I'm streaming on like a newer feature of, it's like a beta thing on YouTube, and it has this button that I'm going to hit right now, which is a fan line. So it'll let you call in. Let's see what happens. I don't know if we're going to get feedback. I don't know what's going to happen, but if anyone wants to call in, you can ask me a question. You can let me know if you've listened to Unquit You. Hopefully you did. You just play it. You can let me know what you think of it. But yeah, let's do some of that stuff too. I'll just open it up. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But you can just hang too. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna take a little sip of this enhanced energy water bullshit that I am addicted to. So okay, so it's 8:05. Less than an hour until we premiere Unquit You. I see Oscar's got to run. Bye, Oscar. Please come back and watch the music video, and I'll be hanging out in the comments like all weekend. So please leave a comment. Let's like have full on conversations in the comments under this thing. The more people that are in those comments, the better. because I did learn recently that the first like 48 or 72 hours after a video goes up really helps determine like the engagement. It really helps like determine the lifespan. And normally I would go like, ah, fuck it, I don't care about that stuff, or like let it live, let it be the way it is. But right now, because I'm kind of in a scenario where it's like I'm pouring my own resources into building Night Shift and releasing the new stuff and making these videos. And the algorithms a bitch. It sucks. um, so I'm kind of fighting that thing right now, and we gotta I just it'll make a big difference. Like, I'll just say it'll make a big difference if this thing gets off on the right foot, because I want to do more faster. And it definitely, Vibe Till I Die went slowly a little bit, and I'm really hoping to get this one on an upswing. And I think it's just a really strong new. It's just like, I don't know. The video itself also just has a quality that I hope is going to like cause it to travel, I guess. And the other thing, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, like I wanted to tell you, this is the first time too that I've ever done this too. I just signed up for, I just submitted it to like the Unquit You video to a bunch of to like some music video awards in Berlin as well. Because I think it's that video. I just think it is. I've never seen one. I've never seen one quite like this, and there's so many. Just it's just, I don't know. Jacqueline, the director, Jacqueline Kula, really really brought it, and she did Vibe Till I Die as well, along with her co-director Elizabeth Miranda, and there's two more videos that we have in progress after this one that Jacqueline also directed, and they're all different. They're all in the same. They're all in the Night Shift universe, and we even actually just literally last night she planned out another one, that's sort of part of a different series. It's not part of Firecracker, um, and it's one that I'll actually be in, which I didn't know if I was ever going to really do that again, but she had a very particular concept of it with a new song, that I really love, and trying to get stuff out like faster. Also, one of the things I really wanted to tell you too is when I was kind of in like, I think of it like A&R hell a little bit. I wrote probably 200 songs that didn't come out. Some of them just me, some with my friends, and I'm just gonna start on the live streams. I'm gonna start streaming a lot, and I'm just gonna start playing those things for you guys. So I know some of you have like tracked down music that is like kind of rare from my past, and some of it's probably better than others. I don't know. It's probably not all my favorite, but there's a bunch of stuff that I love that literally nobody has ever heard, and I'm just gonna start playing it on the lives, and maybe we get some of that stuff released too, because it doesn't feel right to have just these songs that like so much heart went into, and they're just sitting on a hard drive. And I think we'll know when to release it. I'm gonna wait. I'm hitting this button really quick because it says waiting close. What is going on? Oh, I see. I understand. Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever release all 200, because definitely some of them were written with part of the thing that happened being in the A&R scenario. And I know not everyone knows what A&R is, but A&R is basically kind of like a layer between the people making. They're supposed to sort of like, they sort of cherry pick songs that come out, and sometimes, and I just I didn't do well with that. I like to have an idea, be passionate about it, know that it's unique, fully pour myself into making it, and then just know it's going to come out. And if you don't know if your work is going to come out, you can't pour yourself into it because it hurts too much. 2 months making Dissolve. I would just work on it during the day, and then I would drive around at night listening to it and notice what I wanted to change. And I just did that for 2 months, and I let it take the time that it took, and it was worth it. It was fucking worth it. It was worth 2 months. But you can't do that if there's going to be someone in between you, me, and you that is going to say if it comes out or not. So I don't have that situation anymore. If I want something to come out, it comes out. And thankfully I've had some. There's been a lot more like development. I still work with my label, Atlantic, but we just got to know each other a lot better. And Nick, I don't know if Nick's still in here, but he's over there, and just like having voices and people like that really take the time to dig in with me means a lot. It really does. So the scenario is much better now, and it's a different road forward. I know that's kind of vague, but yeah, it means a lot to have that freedom again, and it's so inspiring. And I think with this video coming out, with Unquit You coming out today, even more so than like Vibe Till I Die is very important to me, and please like watch and stream that thing a lot. But this one even more so. I'm like, my heart is just fully in it. Vibe Till I Die is an interesting one because it was reactive in a way. When I made that one, when I made the song, I was really bummed out about that whole scenario, that my music wasn't coming out. And I told myself, I'm going to sit down. I set up 2 computers. I was like, I'm going to have this computer as my music computer. It's the thing I always make music on. And then over here I had like my PC, and I was like, I'm going to have like just like a video game up on there. And I'm just going to bounce back and forth and like enjoy making music. And I'm just going to do it like I'm 16 again, kind of like just, there's that like fluid, like, yeah, if I like, I want to throw some drums on the timeline and I want to loop it, and I'm going to go like fucking play Zelda or something or two, for like half an hour while I listen to it. And I just bounced back and forth and did that. And I was writing the lyrics on the wall like I used to. And then I would scratch them out and like, change the line, and just approached it like that. And so that song's really meaningful to me, especially from that standpoint of it was just like me just letting it be like, what would I do if I could just do whatever I wanted, and like treat it like it's just me in my room. And I think you can hear it in the song. It kind of sounds like a rougher, like kind of an internet-y kind of thing. In terms of what game it was that I was playing right then, it might have been, I always come back to Spelunky. I don't know if you guys know Spelunky, but I always come back to that game. But I think it might have been Sekiro, the sort of ninja-y like Dark Souls game from Software. I got into that over the pandemic. This was a pandemic song for sure. And Ronald's asking, "What's your favorite video game?" My favorites kind of ever in like modern times for me. I have like classics that I grew up with, like Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy 3 and things like that. I played a lot of games growing up. I actually started to go to school to make video games originally, but in modern times it's Dark Souls, Sekiro, Spelunky, and I really like this game Slay the Spire as well. So kind of these like hard like mechanics kind of games. I'm actually, this is like a longer road, but I'm actually working on getting the groundwork laid for Night Shift video games as well. That's a long road. That's a tall order, but I'm having the conversations. We're actually making the 4th music video that we're making. We're doing it in Unreal Engine with a company that mainly does video game assets. So one of the things that's really cool is that we talk about this a lot when we're working on the video, is like basically making music videos and then the assets that we create for them doubling as assets for the video games, which is something I'm really, really excited about. Probably realistically going to take a couple years to build up to that point, but I'm having those early conversations, and I know what I want it to be, and it takes everything in me to not just tell you now what I want it to be, because I know that would be really stupid to do on the internet before it's real. But yeah, that's definitely part of the dream, and I think like the thing with I think people that have been in the night shift thing with me, like from day one, people in the Discord, which is I think honestly most of you, um, probably can feel it already, but night shift is music is just one part of it, and the music videos is just one part of it. It's short films, it's series, it's books, comics, it's video games, it's everything all in one and all clicking together, um, in a way that no one's ever done it the way that I'm working on doing it, and it's a big enterprise. It's a big like adventure to go down, but it's what I'm going to do the rest of my life. So why not try? You know, and it lets me collaborate with people that I've always wanted to collaborate with. So expect a lot more. Like, and it's cool because right now I'm building out from kind of the center, which is getting the music out that has my heart in it. I make with Kosuke. That's been my bread and butter, and then the meeting Jacqueline Kula, the director that's doing all these videos, was like a huge piece of the puzzle. She's just an endlessly inspired person with ideas that you've never seen before. Some just consistently, and yes, Ethan. I mean, I wish that I could just show you. So I make a lot of documents about night shift, and there is the thing I always lead with is that at its center it is the community, and it's about us together breaking down like the stupid barriers between like artist and quote unquote fan. I don't even like the term fan. It's just like, no, it's a community. Like, let's get into this thing together, and that's why like some of the things that we're doing, like calibration and the haiku game and these things that, like, yeah, let's step out of the story of it all for a second. For me growing up, like, the things that I always liked were things that inspired my imagination, and I just think there's already so much talent within even the small beginning to the night shift community, and I want to highlight that and make more and more and more out of it, and find voices within it and uplift them, and that's really what we're ultimately doing. And yeah, and I have this, there's one thing I've realized too, there's always going to be people that are not going to step in to a community like that, and I want to tell the story of the community that we have to people that will never step in. And to me, that's like the real story. It's like night shift is really the story of like us in here doing this, and so, and it just means a lot. Like, Ethan, let's take Ethan for example. He's been showing up on multiple platforms. We're hanging out. He's like, I know he's like, his photography is amazing. I've seen a bunch of his photography in the community. Empty Speech Bubble, that's Party Provider. Some of you have encountered him as well. You should also check out his music under Empty Speech Bubble. He's my good friend Brandon. We're working on some of the video game idea stuff together, but he's also a musician in his own right. He also has really helped with some of the just the concepts behind, and then Caitlin, who I think you've all known and encountered as well. She's working on a whole project inside of Night Shift. The band name Gabe, like, man, I mean, no one has like done more on like the haiku game and calibration and all these things than him. And like, his music, I've heard a bunch of it. It's fantastic. Like you mentioned, he was just in FL Studio making music today. Like that's what I'm talking about. Like that's what we're doing, and it's getting it all feeding back into itself. It's just something no one else is doing out there, and I don't care if they were, because this is our version of it. Yeah, and I can't thank you guys enough for like being here and hanging out with me for this. Like, it's the internet's the internet's tough these days. Like I want to swing. I'm swinging big, and really trying to like, I came across this expression. This, I don't know where I found it, but I heard at one point that like you get hired. This is, bear with me for a second. You get hired to do what you've shown you can do. And I was always like, well, I came into like a bigger label, wanting to like, I want to do big epic things. I want to make big music videos with like actual budgets and all this stuff. And the real world doesn't really like work like that, it turns out. But there is this, because they go like, you get kind of put in a little box like pretty easily, where it's like, oh, well, we know you for this thing that you do. In my case, that would be like, you sit at home and make music by yourself. That would be like one version of the box that I'm in, and it doesn't cost anything and there's no visual. But making that step up to being like, no, I know that's what I've done in the past because I didn't have any resources, but I want to show that no, we're doing something different here. We're gonna do big things. Let's do the big things, and let's build the things that no one else is doing. And what I kind of realized is, you just at a certain point have to decide you're gonna do it no matter what, and that's where we are right now. It's just, and I'm sure, and I have to say thank you to everyone in the night shift community around this, because I know I start a lot of things. I start initiatives, and like what a good example recently is the Notebook, and the idea of year one of night shift. That's when I knew I bit off a little more than I could chew with that, because the best version of that has something happening every single week, and I realized that I need to build up to that. So the thing that I said is, year one of night shift is not one calendar year. We'll make good on all of that stuff, but it is right now there's like, getting this video out and getting the website built, because the website's a really, really big aspect of this as well. It's really where it becomes a place that we can all kind of go, and it does a very specific thing but first we have to beat the algorithm, which also factors into the website. So also, I want to say the band name, that is so cool that you Slay the Spire. That is just, anyone that likes video games, try out Slay the Spire. It is incredible. It's just actually, it's so it's kind of like a randomized, like card based kind of thing. It's just I really can't describe the feeling of it. I actually have brought the problem solving of that thing into my real life, because you never have the tool that you need. You almost never have the tool that you need, and you have to make the most of whatever you do have every step of the way. Yeah, oh, that makes total sense that it would be your favorite game of all time. Because it literally, when I think about even Night Shift, like there's a few aspects of certain games that factor in for me, and one of them, the feeling of building it, is a lot like Slay the Spire. It's like, sure, you would love to have every tool from the beginning, but you just don't, and you won't. And so you have to go like, well, I only have these 3 things, and all of these 3 things are weak and they suck, and you have to make it work anyway and make your progress. And what you find is sometimes like that you can head down a path that didn't seem like it was going to work, and then all of a sudden you luck out on step 10 and it all clicks together. Caitlin, yes, Celeste. I own Celeste. I bought it, I think, at some point, and I know it's like, Brandon has Empty Speech Bubble has recommended that to me as well, and I know I would like it. I am not giving myself that time right now, because there's so much to do. Building all this stuff, but when I have some chill time, I will definitely play that. I feel like I know I'm gonna love it. That one in Hollow Knight I want to try as well. I'm behind on that. We should. This is making me feel like we should do a little game stream sometime again. I don't know if any of you had tuned in for the cup. I think I only ever did like 4, but we played like Spelunky and Goat Simulator. There's a video of the Goat Simulator thing out there somewhere. I think my Twitch still has like a 15-minute highlight of this Spelunky shit too, which was pretty crazy. But yeah. So anyway, for people jumping in right now, I don't know. I was trying to take a quick look here. Some people have kind of jumped in part way, but obviously we're a half hour away from the premiere of Unquit You, and I'm gonna quickly see while we're doing this because my iPad came back to life. If there's any way that TikTok will actually just work on this, because if so, I might try to go live on there simultaneously just to pull people into this stream. I doubt it'll work. I have a feeling it won't, but I'm gonna try it. Yeah, the Ghost Simulator shit was crazy. I don't know what was going on at that time in my life. I was just like, I gotta get my ass on the internet. Let's have some fun. That was like when Dissolve blew up, and it was like I had actually, when Dissolve blew up, I was about to potentially quit making music because everything that had happened, it had just like broken my heart. But obviously I got pulled back in very quickly when TikTok came out and Dissolve blew up. But even then, it was like I spent years feeling like I was like chasing after it instead of actually. And so it's really just now that I feel like my things where my heart is in it are finally coming out again, and this song and video are, it's really like exemplifies it. So okay, I'm gonna say the TikTok thing isn't gonna work because they logged me out, and God knows I do not know my TikTok password. So it is us. Yeah, Caitlin. That it is a. I'm not gonna say that I would not want to go through that time period again. I am obviously I'm extremely thankful that happened. There's a lot to be said about that. It certainly had some really positive effects on my life, and I certainly wouldn't be here able to do this right now if that hadn't happened. But it definitely did not make things easy either. And then there was a lot of pain that came along with that whole thing happening too. But now I'm good. Now I'm good. Things are challenging, but I like challenging. Yeah, 2 of the biggest influences on my like mental state, and like it really is like there's some Slay the Spire and some Dark Souls in there. I like a challenge. I kind of like to get my ass kicked a little bit, I think, too, and life has definitely done that. And because it just does, like, it makes a moment like this where something that I'm really proud of is coming out. It just makes it feel incredible, I really think like this video and the song together is one that I hope people will still be watching in 10 years, and especially because everything that we're building together with Night Shift feeds back in on itself, and it is like this interconnected thing of, in so many ways, like I think if someone comes into it 5 years from now, they'll want to watch every single piece, and that's really like a big dream of mine. Hey, Nikki. Well, yeah, I see you got to take off, but please come back when you can and watch the video, and definitely like jump in on the comments. I'll be in there like literally all weekend. So let's just have, literally, I mean it. I'm not joking. Let's have full on conversations in the comments, and anyone that you can get to jump in there. It's just telling the algorithm that we care actually helps a lot, apparently. And I really want this thing to live. There's so much love in it, and Jacqueline did such an incredible job of directing it, and it really, you'll see. I want to talk about it more afterwards, and if she's down sometime, I would love to bring her on a stream to talk about it as well. I want to do like maybe like a little like kind of video podcast thing, and just sort of let the people who worked on this with me talk about it, because I think you guys have never gotten to like meet Kosuke, for instance, and I know you'll love him as much as I love him, and same thing with Jacqueline. Um, they're just I'm lucky enough to be surrounded by people that I think are absolute geniuses, and yeah, I think the next few years are going to be really, really cool. I'm really, it's just like absolute. Oh, hey, Joe. So Joe, I don't know. So Joe, who just jumped in the case. First of all, yes, Jacqueline is greatest of all time. She's absolutely genius. I met Joe through her. One of the Echoes videos actually is by Joe, and yeah, you'll if you look out for his name on that, you'll see it. And the really funny story about that too, to me, I don't know how funny it is, but it's like it was coincidental. Is I hit Joe up about working on the Echoes series, and it just so happened that it clicks together so perfectly with who he is that he had already gone out and filmed exactly what it needed to be before on his own, just because that's a natural interest of his. And there's a lot more to come from that too. He's an incredible director of photography himself. One of those people. Jacqueline and Joe are both like this, where you put a camera in their hands and just fucking magic happens. I can't explain it. That doesn't happen with me. But I like to. So yeah, it's really cool to see you here, Joe. So yeah, we got less than a half an hour until the premiere. I do want to remind you guys, to anyone that's jumped in partway, if you've never been to a YouTube premiere before, they look like shit on the first play. So please immediately, like once we watch it once, please watch it again, like in 4K if you can. If it'll work in 4K, do that, because we paid attention to every little detail, and we'll see how it all survives the YouTube algorithm. The YouTube compression is not the most incredible thing, but it's a hell of a lot better than the premiere version. So just rewatch it right away. And again, please hang out with me in the comments, like literally all weekend. Like, please watch this thing, share it. Let's just talk in the comments. And Lucatech asking about the Done with Love music video. Some of the videos I have just put as unlisted right now. But if you just, send me like a DM or something, or even like a comment on one of the videos, like if you comment on any video and just ask where one of them is, I can drop the link to you. Some of them I just have pulled down because I'm trying to like focus on the stuff that clicks together a little bit better because of rolling out the night shift thing. So yeah, just wanna. That's why some of that stuff is just down. It's not fully down. It's unlisted. That's already. What happened? Sorry. So I'm just catching up on the chat here for a second. So I'm gonna open that. I know no one has called it, but I'm gonna open this back up one more time, just because it technically is a thing. You can call in if you want. If you want to ask me any questions or anything. But I am going to go live again after the premiere. So if you want to ask any questions about the video after you've watched it and stuff, we can do that. But yeah, I think one of the big things with this video too is Jacqueline really wanted to focus on more of like the emotion of the song, and she really built off of that, and then used kind of some unexpected visual language to work with that emotion. I don't want to speak for her too much because she does such a much better job of um, expressing her intention and things. But this is something I've heard her talk about, and so I do feel like I can talk about this part just a little bit. And so it's like using so she kind of does this thing where she used the visual language of kind of classic 70s horror, um, but in a completely different context. Basically, like divorcing the content of 70s, classic 70s horror from the emotion of it, and it's a really special thing. You'll see what I mean when you see it, and it's funny. It's funny that Joe used the spirals on the sink thing because there's a couple key images. You guys have seen the ants. Um, the ants are a big one, but then spirals are also factor in heavily. Uh, and then yeah, and I think our lead actor, this wonderful woman Lucia Tarantino, um, just we could not have cast a more perfect person for it, and it really comes. I don't know. There's something about it. It really feels like something I haven't seen done in a music video, and that's just the beginning for everything that we're doing with Night Shift. We're going to be doing more and more stuff that is just it's always aiming for that, taking the risk of doing something different, and also there's a whole puzzle aspect to it, and watching like the pieces fit together more and more over time is is a big part of it. And I think that's something where the feeling of being dropped into like sort of an unfamiliar situation, something I associate with things like Dark Souls or something, where you're dropped in the middle of it, and you're like, I don't know which way is up, um, and you start to slowly feel it come together in your mind over time, and that's going to happen for us over the next few years with Night Shift and really beyond. It's what I'm planning on doing till the day I die. So yeah, we'll build this thing. It's going to be really cool. Does anyone have any questions? Anything? You don't have to call in if you don't want. I know there's like Caitlin mentioned, there's some stage fright involved, and I can certainly relate to that. But you can even drop any questions in the chat or anything. We got 20 minutes to go, and I'm gonna hope that this feature works where I hit end and it actually kicks us over to the premiere. If it doesn't, then just the premiere will be on my page. So, but it should. In theory, it should. I don't know. Seems like it's working fine so far. I also, yeah, you'll see too with this video the combination of Jacqueline's directing with the director of photography, Stefan Lemming. Um, he really brought it's crazy because I hope I get to show you the sketches that she did of every shot at some point. I think some of you have seen the ones that I did for Dissolve and how they became the actual video, but hers are like a lot more on point. Like the framing and the details of it really translated to the final imagery, and they worked. It's kind of mind-boggling to me that all of this was filmed. Like you'll see, like when you see the video, just realize that all of it was filmed in a single day, and it won't even really seem. It almost, when I think back, it almost doesn't seem possible. It's like, how did we do all this in a single day? But yeah, it just was really well, I guess, really well planned. Okay, I see some questions in here. Yes, Lucatech, definitely DM me for that link. Lily, so what are some inspirations for Unquit You musically? I think at its core, Unquit You is actually just like a very naturally me song. I don't know that it's definitely not something where I heard something and went like I want to make something like that. It literally, I very distinctly remember the moment because they don't happen that often. But I was in the shower and all of a sudden I heard the bass movement of it, and had the entire I had the chorus and the verse melody and most of the lyrics suddenly jump into my head. In the shower, I jumped out, grabbed the acoustic guitar, and recorded, a couple voice notes. I'll try to show them to you at some point. Maybe when we do the production breakdown. And it didn't, there was a really rough demo that I made, and I remember I showed it for my mixing friend, the guy who mixed "Vibe Till I Die," Jeff Ellis, and he was like, "That song." He's like, "Don't change it. The demo is perfect." Um, and I was, we changed it a lot. We worked on it a lot, but we always worked to try to keep that initial, what was good about the initial thing. And Kosuke in particular really pointed out, he's like, let's try to make the drums really kind of tiny. And he's like, it shouldn't actually get big. And that was a perspective he gave that really did a lot. And I'm not going to say the song doesn't get big, because it kind of does, but it does because the voice stays really big. I think that makes the music feel like scale wise a little smaller, and I think that's what like kind of really defines the production to me. And in terms of, to loop it back around to your question, inspirations for Unquit You musically, I think the closest thing that I can say for this one is that there's a little bit of, we would talk about like James Blake a little bit, but clearly the song doesn't actually sound like James Blake at all. Well, I just wanted to quickly say, like, good night. I know it's 1 a.m. in Japan. I thank you for jumping in, and please watch the video when you wake up. I really appreciate you tuning in from Japan. I'm going to answer this call really quick. Let's see how this works. Hello?
Hello.
Hey, how's it going? Hey, it's
How you
working.
doing?
Who's
Is there
this?
a delay here? I should probably walk away. Hey, this is Charles.
Hey, Charles. How's it going, man?
Good. Am I live?
Yeah, you're live.
Oh, it's a little bit of delay probably. Yeah, so I had some questions. Thanks for coming back to life, first of all.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
We missed you. I mean, I've seen some of your shows, and I listen to your music every day like everybody else. I read all your comments and everything you got on Night Shift. And what is it? What exactly changed? Like I feel like a switch flipped, right? Because like you said, you were kind of on this roll, and you disappeared, dissolved, blew up, and then you kind of fell back. So what is it that inspires you? Like what makes you happy, and what keeps you doing what you do, and how can we support you in that?
Well, first of all, it's a really beautiful question to be asked. So thank you. That means a lot to me, just to even hear you put it that way. I'll tell you, what changed is, dissolve happened, and that was beautiful but painful at the same time, because it really highlighted something I had lost, which was a direct connection to my own creativity. But reflecting on the time period that was my darkest, the one thing that I did have was people around me that I really loved and thought and just think are actual kind of, they're just geniuses. People like Kosuke and Jacqueline, the director, that's doing these. And what happened, and there's a really distinctive quiet period that happened when, about 2 years ago now, where the switch flipped, but I couldn't do anything publicly because I had to. And what happened 2 years ago is I started fighting to be able to do what I wanted to be, and I started fighting to try to get budgets for the music videos. I started trying to fight to get more control over what I was doing. I just I stopped kind of letting choices be made for me, and so here we are 2 years later, and the reason it seems like I'm suddenly it like, especially it probably seems like a switch has flipped now, is because I've been living what is happening now in my brain for 2 years, and I've been fighting for this moment for 2 years straight. And so now when I come out, it feels so fully formed, because one of the reasons it's called night shift is that when I would go to sleep every night, I would lay in bed for sometimes awake for 3-4 hours, and my imagination would just go and be really fast and be like, what could be, and the answer to that, and that felt like such a shift. It felt like a shift into like another world for me every night, where I was letting myself not be limited. And so here we are now, and I'll tell you that, the big thing now is that I'm stepping out in the real world. There's a lot of, one of the first difficult things was realizing that the algorithm is not kind to me right now. And so even just being here for this stream actually helps a lot, and showing up for the premiere. That's the thing that I need more than anything, is just you guys showing up for me like that.
But let me ask you this. What about, do you find, okay, as far as your joy, because we've got two parallel things going on at the same time, right? You've got things professionally that make you happy, which also tie into personal life. And you've probably got personal things like family, and you have a girlfriend, and it should break your heart. But going back to the music side of things, like, do you still find passion? Because you're a bedroom artist, at least that's what you're kind of packaged as. Do you still find joy in just sitting in your room and making music regardless of where it goes? Because I know you probably do that and we just don't see it, but is that still happening?
So,
and does that still, go ahead.
Okay, that's quick. It's a complicated question. So the answer is yes, I do. And actually, "Unquit You," this song came from that. And there's a new song called "I Just Think About You" that is very much that. But one of the things that I afforded myself in the last 2 years was broadening my creativity, so that coming up with a short film idea or writing a short story is the same playing field as writing a song for me now. And even thinking about like a way that I want to engage with the community is like the same as writing a song for me now. And I always told myself I'm going to let that come back to me naturally. And a really cool thing that just happened this last week is that that song, "I Just Think About You," which is, the only demo that exists is one. It was like the song didn't exist, and then 3 hours later I had this demo. And the director of "Unquit You," Jacqueline, in this past week, she's like, "I really want to make a music video for that song, and we don't need any money to do it. Let's just do it." And it kickstarted. I was like, well, okay, cool. Like, I was like, I want to, and I was like, oh, it's the first of a series, and it's the first of a series that musically is me keeping things raw and just my instincts and working quickly. And so literally this past week it's what you're talking about. That bedroom sit down and make music and be happy thing just came back to me. It just did now.
And well, I was wondering, because I remember, pre LA life, it felt like, and this is what I'd love to understand as a human, like how you tick. Like, are you one of those temperamental artists that the moon and the stars have to be lined up, and in order for, or are you one of these guys that, I mean, because you've put stuff out. I remember you put out a song a few years ago, and I forgot how it goes, and I wish I wasn't so sad. Remember that song?
Oh, the one I put on SoundCloud?
Yes.
Wow, you remember
that was probably the most beautiful. That was the most beautiful of all the things you've done, and it wasn't hyper produced.
No.
But it touches your heart in such a way that that's what the music is. Like, I was sad for you.
Oh yeah,
I was crying. I was like, oh my
cry
God.
in that vocal take. I cry in real life in that vocal take.
Did you? Okay. I mean, I can hear the it's just very genuine, and I think that's the kind of stuff that, especially in this sort of world where we live in this like sort of subscription world. Like, I feel like it must be hard as an artist to have to constantly push shit out, right? And it must take such a long time to, okay, got to refine it. But how easy is it for you just to pick up a guitar or put some stuff in Logic and then just write something from the heart and put it out? Now, I know you've probably got some, corporate bullshit you got to go through. But to me, if you're feeling something and you put it out, even if it doesn't feel complete, I think you may be wrong.
No, no, no.
Like
I'm with
I
you.
think we'd let like that kind of connection. Just whistle in the freaking microphone and send it out, and we'd be like, oh my god.
Yeah, no, I'm fully with you, and that's definitely. I can't wait for you to hear I Just Think About You, because it's right on that wave. And yeah,
Oh, we're waiting. We're
Ron will
waiting.
point out the name of that song is yeah, Obvious Demo. Yeah, that's a that was me trying to yeah, I was very
Oh, I wish it wasn't so obvious. Yeah, that's
Yep,
it. That's how it
yep.
went.
And
Yep. Yep.
that the series that starts, the new series that starts with I Just Think About You is exactly what you're talking about. It's how much of my raw heart can I put in it. And I haven't been able to, I haven't had the life situation to be able to do that for quite a long time. And thankfully I do now. And there's really no corporate bullshit between that stops me anymore. So
Yeah, because
but
I like some of the newer stuff, like some of the collaborations you do are, it's it's full of beats and all this kind of commercial ishness polish, which is I can hear it's like there's spices, it's like you're sprinkled in there, but it's definitely it doesn't like, it's like trying to take a deep breath. It doesn't quite get me there. But
yeah, I know.
I
I
know that
definitely.
I have a feeling I heard the little, you put a little 10-second clip on Instagram of this, and I was like, okay, here we go. We're going back.
Yeah, yeah,
We're
yeah,
going
yeah.
back to the bedroom,
Yep.
out
No,
of the studio and back to the bedroom.
we fully
Yeah.
are, and yeah, thank you, thank you. I mean, honestly, like it means a lot to me to hear this, and thanks for you put it in a really good way, and what you're describing is like what I'm talking about when I say my heart coming back into it, and it's not that my heart isn't in those things. I'm really proud of those. I'm really proud of like even the detailed like productions on those things and everything, but it's a different thing, and it's not for everyone, and it's definitely not the closest connection to my
No,
heart. So,
and it's not bad. And it sounds great, and I love it all. But there's some things that sound good, and there's some things that make you feel good,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Or whatever. But like you know what I mean? Like you don't even hear the
yeah.
music; you get lost in it.
I fully
And
agree with
because
you.
it's like I'm connected to you, I'm like I'm in this guy's head, and I can relate to him.
Yeah.
But no matter what you produce, it always is beautiful. You know
Well,
what I mean?
I
But
will say,
there's apples and oranges, and there's different fruits out there, and you're
yeah.
probably trying different things. So I get that.
But
Um,
I will tell you that the thing that you're talking about is coming back in better than ever, in my opinion. So I think you'll be happy with the stuff that
because
comes.
I felt like in my head,
Yeah.
and I was just making this up because you would never share anything, and I'm like, I wonder if we lost him when he went to LA. I wonder if the real Jonathan is back in Michigan somewhere in a room, and
Yeah.
then you come out here, and then the expectations, because now you're in a sea of, everyone's an up
Yeah.
and coming something out here, right?
Definitely.
And
Well,
so
I
it's
mean,
very intimidating. Go ahead.
I know what you mean, and thank you. I actually want to pick this conversation up on a. I'm going to be streaming a lot again, and I'm going to stream even after the video comes out. But we got 4 minutes. I'm gonna
Okay, I'll let you go, man.
and
Thank you for the time. I love you. I can't
Charles,
wait. I'll let you
thank you
go,
so
man.
much, man. That was a beautiful call to have, and thank you for like honestly, thank you for giving it to me straight too. Like I appreciate your direct like
Hey, I
yeah,
love you, brother. I
yeah.
love you. We
Thank
all
you.
love you, man. Have a good one.
All right,
We'll
you
we'll
too.
be in
Yeah.
touch.
All right.
Later.
Enjoy the
Bye.
premiere. All right. Okay, so that was a lovely call. I like this. I like this feature. We should use this a lot more. I know we got just a couple minutes. For people that are just coming in, we're so close to this. We're about to kick over into the premiere of Unquit You, the video directed by Jacqueline Kula, my favorite director in the whole world. Literally could not tell you how excited I am about this. It's all I can think about. It's for a song I love, and not only that, but I personally think it's the most proud I've ever been of a song and video combination. And I'm so proud of everybody who's worked on it. And thank you. And I want to thank you guys for being here. Like it's, I just can't tell you like how much it means that you guys show up for me. And honestly, like the fact that, you have a sense of like where I've been and where everything that I've gone through to get to this point. Like that means more than anything. Having a call like that, or like you guys knowing, the fact that you guys know the obvious demo, which was just a SoundCloud upload when I was really sad, and I was like, I just want to put something up on the internet that has my heart in it, So yeah, just thank you so much for being here, and I really hope you like the video. Please, 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 after leave a comment, hang out with me in the comments all weekend. Keep let's have conversations in the comments. It really is going to help the video have a chance to reach people, and if it reaches people, I get to make more stuff faster, and I'm gonna go live again afterwards, and let's talk about it for a little while after. But please, after the premiere, watch it again and watch it in 4K or as high def as it'll let you. Hey Ginger Pale, good to see you here. It's been a while. And hey Rebecca, hey everyone. Yeah, I'm gonna kick over into the premiere and see what happens here, because I'm gonna do it now. It should dump us all over to the premiere. If it doesn't, that'll give us a minute to find it. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in for the live stream and hanging out with me this morning. It means the world. So and I really hope you enjoy the